morning, and super excited to just hear your story, man. If you wouldn't mind sharing with everyone, where are you from, what's your background, and kind of how did you end up being a 13-year-old entrepreneur, motivator, author? I mean, that's incredible, man. It's really inspiring. So if you would just share with me, how you kind of ended up there.
Well, first of all, who I am. My name is Maddix. I'm 13 years old. Really, who I am is an entrepreneur. That's really what I do. I take risks. I do all that stuff. But I wrote a book at 12 years old. It's called Keys to Success for Kids. It's sort of the basis of success that even a kid can learn from it. I also have my own company. I'm the CEO of it. It's called Kids for Health. I do a lot of speaking, coaching, but really what I've dedicated myself to is giving people motivation, inspiration, and education, on how to crush it in life, everything like that. But kind of my story and how I got into all of this, when I was very young, I loved baseball, and I had a passion for baseball. So I went up to my dad one day. I said, Dad, I really, I want to become the shortstop for the New York Yankees. That's what I told him. I said, I want to play for the Yankees. He's like, are you sure about that? I said, okay. And I didn't hear anything out of him for the rest of the day. Next thing I know, I hear the pot and pans, going off at 5 a.m., or at 6 a.m., sorry. And we went down to the baseball field. My dad, put me through some training. He had me start watching a lot of videos, reading a ton of books, waking up early. I got like 10 coaches, all this stuff, and I went really extreme into it. And I had like this passion, this work ethic, and I just loved life and everything and positivity. And my dad did a lot of speaking back then, so I used to go with him. And I noticed that there weren't as many kids like me. What I'm saying? There weren't that many kids who were passionate, who were wanting to work, all that stuff. And one day I said to my dad, I was like, Dad, can I speak? I want to talk to the kids. So I started talking to the kids. The kids really liked it. I was nervous, of course, all that stuff. And then I really started having passion. I started speaking all the time. I started doing video blogs. Then I wrote a book. That really took off. I got a lot of amazing people. Got a lot of exposure from it. I also started a company. It's called Kids for Health. I might talk about that later in this interview for a second. And I've really gotten into this, and I kind of let go of my dream for the Yankees so I can go into the speaking and the motivation and giving people that passion that I have now. So that's really my my spiel, how everything happened. But really, I'm an entrepreneur, man.
That's incredible, dude. What does your dad do for work? How did he raise you? I mean, is he an entrepreneur as well?
He is, yeah. He's an entrepreneur. He has his own business. It's called My Health 365. He actually owns a couple of businesses. He does a lot of speaking. Very motivational guy. And really, his full-time job is he's my dad because I'm homeschooled. I'm with him all the time. And his number one focus is definitely me. But he does a lot of speaking. Has his own business. Coaches. He has 11 different streams of income. So he's an entrepreneur also.
That is incredible, man. So I can kind of see how that how you were brought up in that environment, and I think today, man, now more than ever, is there's a lot of people that are becoming entrepreneurs in our economy. I mean, if you look back in back in the 90s when I grew up, I didn't even have a cell phone, so it's incredible being able to see someone like yourself doing this. But why don't you tell me a little bit about what your mission is, man? What do you really want to do with your companies?
Well, really, man, like I said, it all comes back to I want to motivate, I want to inspire, and I want to educate people. But really, my mission is freedom. And what I mean by that is I want to create freedom for myself. Of course, having these companies and growing them, I want to be able to be free, hire people, not be looking for a job, but actually be creating jobs. I want to be doing all that stuff for me. But not only freedom for myself, but freedom for other people. You will notice that all of my companies, all of my books, everything that I'm doing, all happens to, is all about setting people free, whether it's by losing weight, whether it's by getting the right mindset, whether it's by making money. But my real goal is, my long-term goal for money, at least, if that's what you're asking, I want to be a millionaire by 16 and a billionaire by 30. And I know I'm going to have to bleed out of my eyeballs to make that happen. But really my goal is just to create freedom for myself and for other people through videos, through training, through books, through writings, all that different stuff.
That's incredible, man. Wow. I don't even remember what I was doing at 13 years old.
That's a
So
lot of people say. Maybe I. What's really cool though is I'll be able to remember part of it, being 13, just because of the fact that I have all these videos of myself. So that's gonna be really cool.
I mean, and I think that's a huge tip right there for, I mean, kids your age and even people in my age is just document your journey. That's
Yep.
something that I learned as myself as an entrepreneur is always taking pictures, always taking videos, because you're gonna look back on it one day and say, man, that's what I used to do. No wonder why I am where I am today, because look at me when I was
Definitely.
13. And
Yeah, it's cool because I actually took a lot of videos even when I was like 6 years old, motivating. So it's cool to like see that balance. And I think that's what's so cool about what we're growing up in now is like when we get to like 100 years from now, the most successful billionaire, there's gonna be videos of him when he was a kid like everywhere because there's videos of everybody everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everything's been documented, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But yeah, it's very cool.
that's amazing, man. What would be like something, for people that are watching this interview right now, what would you say to them just to give them some inspiration, some motivation, or maybe if someone's going through a struggle, or maybe they want to, become financially free, or maybe they want to lose weight. I mean, what would you tell them? What would be a tip for them or that you would tell them?
I would say totally one thing is start now. And what I mean by that is one of the quotes that a lot of people use from me that they really love, one of people's favorites of something that I've said, is the quote that says, "The gun that kills the most people is the gunna." I just said that one time and I kept saying it over and over because I think it's such the truth. The gun that kills the most people is the gunna. What I mean by that is I'm going to lose weight. I'm gonna start the business. I'm gonna write that book. I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna do, and then they keep saying gonna for the rest of their lives of stuff that they want to do as a New Year's resolution, as a bucket list, all this stuff. And I would say, I think understanding how fragile life is, understand that you only get this shot, you only get to live this life once, you only get to pursue your passion once, you only get to, have this opportunity one time. And I would say just start now because one day you're definitely going to thank yourself, or one day you're going to kick yourself when you're on your deathbed, like, man, dude, I wish I could go back and just do it at that moment. So I'd say start now. That's how you're going to get your success. You don't have to be great to start. That's a myth, but you do have to start to be great.
Absolutely,
So,
man. That's
definitely.
incredible. Have you studied any of Tony Robbins' work?
I love Tony Robbins. Yes, definitely. He's actually
Wow.
pretty much who I started off on.
Wow.
I still watch his stuff all the time. Every single day I watch a video from him or a speech. And he really taught me a lot of the habits that I have now of, the law of attraction, of, your mindset, all that stuff. And yeah, I love Tony Robbins.
That's incredible.
He's one of my huge role models that I look up to, that I want to become. You know
Me
what I'm saying?
too, man.
Definitely.
He always says, he has a saying, people should, and then he ends up saying, people should all over themselves. And he's like,
Yeah, that's funny. I love that. That's
yeah, so it's kind of reminded me of your saying there, man. But, that's incredible. I was actually at a Tony Robbins event a month ago. Have you ever been out to one of his events?
I haven't gotten to, but I'm definitely going in the future. That's very cool. Did you like it?
Dude, incredible experience, man. One of the biggest things that he does is he helps you just eliminate fear. And the thing that he does to do that is by having you walk on coals that are 2,200 degrees. Yeah, barefoot.
Awesome.
And it just helps you it just helps you realize, it's like a great metaphor to realize, man, if I can get myself to walk on coals right now, what else can I get myself to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, if we're walking on coals, I mean, we're gonna go crush the world, whatever it is. And just like you said, you got to start now, whatever it is that's important to you, man. And so
Would you say that that's the biggest takeaway, is just getting rid of all your fears from the seminar?
from that particular one, I mean, but obviously he has like life mastery, wealth mastery. He has, the one he does in Fiji, Date with Destiny. I went to the UPW event, Unleash the Power Within, and it's just incredible.
I do that. I definitely want to go to one. I'm really aiming to do one this year. I'm gonna make that happen.
Do it, man. You'll enjoy it. And I would be, honestly, man, like, you're already just like full of life and full of passion. So like, just to go there or just sharpen your axe even more, man, you're just gonna be, being able to
Maximize my potential.
exactly.
Definitely.
So we're always growing or you're dying, right?
Very true.
That's what it's all about, man. So, well, that's cool, man. So as far as your, I know that you said you have, how many books do you have?
Well, I've actually only written one, but I'm in the process of writing a couple. Like right now, and I just wrote. I'm almost just finished this book. It's called Extreme Teens. That's like I wrote a book for kids, I'm writing one for teens, and then I got like hundreds of book ideas. So they're gonna be coming out in the future. And when I say I've written them, I've actually written a couple. It's just about getting published and getting all those out. But as far as being published, I've only had one book published right now.
Wow, man, that's awesome. It's inspiring to hear that from you, man, at such a young age, because for me, I'm 25 and I'm gonna write a book, and
Awesome, man. Really?
yeah,
Do you know what it's gonna be about yet?
that's the thing, man. I maybe you could help me with that, because I have so much stuff that I could talk about, and it's just finding something that you really want to talk about. It's like a niche that you want to attract, and a niche that you want to add value to. So I guess for me, it's just finding that part out, and I haven't put in the time that I should to do that.
What do you think right now you would want to write about?
Probably about just kind of like what you're writing about, man, but maybe more for people in my demographic. Because like for me, I was in the Navy. I joined the Navy when I was 17, and I got out when I was 23. But during that time frame, and when I was 20 years old, I was making almost 100 grand a year, because I had a part-time business on the side of that while with my full-time military income. And I seen a lot of people struggle just being in the military, whether they commit suicide, because I was a medic, and so they just get depressed, they get overweight, they get kicked out, and they just kind of fall victim to the wrong crowd. And for me, I grew up, my dad was an alcoholic, and I didn't have that father figure to kind of like mentor me and guide me. It was kind of just like we didn't have a relationship. So I kind of came from that background. So when I started seeing people like Tony Robbins and all these great guys, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, all these incredible people, it inspired me to want to be great and to add value to other people and to help them want to become great. And that's my mission in building my business, is just to help other people. So I feel like the message of the book would really be to just to inspire people to want to be great and whatever it is that they choose to do. It can be any business.
But you need to do that. I don't know if anybody's ever written a book like it's probably been written, but like straight to military. How to overcome that, not only overcome it, but also become successful once you get out. That'd be a really great book.
That's a good idea, man, because like honing in on that niche.
Definitely, and I can see your passion in it.
That's good.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds like a great book, man. I would read it. I seriously would.
I appreciate that, man. I got to get on it.
Dude, start today, right?
Start today, right, man? I was actually thinking about it this morning. I was on a run. I got up at 5 a.m. this morning. I went on a run, and I was kind of doing my morning ritual and just kind of just visualizing that, I know that's something that a lot of successful people do, is they always visualize what they want, and that was one of the thoughts that came into my mind.
That's awesome. Visualization is huge. Michael Phelps has done visualization since he was I think 6 or 7 years old, every single day.
Wow.
I do that every day. I do that every night before bed. I visualize, being on an interview that I want to, making the money I want to, where I want to be 3 years from now. It's huge. Visualization is huge.
Right on, man. That's crazy, man. It's so like, I don't think I've ever met someone that's 13 years old that I can have this kind of conversation with. And for me, that's refreshing, because like I said, being around in the military, you don't have these conversations with people. All they care about is, man, I want to go, what are we doing this weekend? Or, let's go buy a 6-pack. And I'm like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, there's better things to do.
Exactly.
And
I like it.
It's incredible, man. So I'm inspired, dude. And how many companies do you have right now?
Well, I'm part-time owner in a couple of different companies, actually. Well, so see, because what happens is I have my company. It's called Kids for Health. But also it's merged with my dad's company also, called My Health 365, and we're all part-time owners in it. But I'm actually the CEO of Kids for Health, and then I'm just a part-time owner in that. But as far as right now, I only have one, company technically. But I'm actually invested in a couple of them.
That's awesome, man. So explain to me, like, what exactly do you do with Kids for Health, and how is it that you're going out there and making an impact for kids?
Mm-hmm. So actually how it works is, because, I've done coaching for kids before, where I call them up and I talk to them, and it's normally 30 minutes. I normally charge $60 to do it. And what happened is I was like, this is great, but I want to be able to reach a larger amount of people. So I thought, how can we do this? So we started this company. It's called Kids for Health, and how it works is once a kid signs up, for 365 days, I text them a video straight to their phone, personally from me. We have we have a lot of kids signing up right now. We had 10 kids sign up yesterday, 40 actually the day before, or not 40. We've had a lot of people sign up anyways. And so what it does is they get a daily video, and the video motivates them and educates them. And because some kids, they're just not motivated to be healthy. And some kids, they're motivated, they want to be healthy, but they don't know how. And not only do we get them healthy physically, but we really focus on the mental side of health also, and emotionally. So my videos are about confidence, self-esteem, how to stop bullying, how to handle being bullied, how to make friends, goal setting, passion, never giving up, work ethic, it's really about success. Like I have my list right here, how to accept yourself, positivity, attitude, all this stuff. And they get a video every single day once they sign up. There's also a lot of other really cool features, like they get a monthly coaching call or a monthly video call with me. We have 4 daily actions that they have to take, all this stuff. But really the main thing that my company does is they get a daily video from me when they sign up, and it's only $20 a month. So that's $40 less than my coaching. Instead of doing 30 minutes, they get 30 days for $40 less. And say if you have 20 kids all in your family, all 20 of them get the Kids for Health for $20. You have to pay for your family basically. So it wouldn't be like they have to pay, a large amount of money. They just have to pay $20. All of your kids get the video basically. That was a long description. Normally I'm quicker. I took longer that time.
So you're telling me for $20 a month, you're gonna give your time to all of these kids that basically become a member of your company, and you're gonna motivate them every single day of the year and give them education, inspiration, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, what I like to say though is the videos and all that stuff is free. But like you said, what I'm selling is my time.
Of course.
It does take time to make 365 videos, reply to all the kids, all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all that they get in the bundle. Oops.
Yeah, that's just incredible, man. I'm inspired, bro, just to see your mission, and I already know that. I can think of a couple of kids right now that could probably definitely benefit from what it is that you do. Just watching your videos online is inspirational. I mean, that's how I came across you. I was like, man, 13 years old, I'd never seen someone doing that, and it was catching, and so I already know, man, if it inspired me, I can only imagine what it's going to do for all the kids that you're going to lead and help them lose weight, become better kids, getting the mindset, which is the most important thing that you were talking about, man, is the mindset behind everything, because, success really is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. So if you can get the mind right, it makes everything else work. And I feel like you're the perfect person to do that, man, because you're obviously leading the charge with it. So, is there really anything else that you want to share with anyone watching this today?
No, man, follow my man right here, dude. You asked some great questions, and you also gave out some really good content, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.